Hello my valued viewers, welcome to Monday morning, welcome to the Monday update. Last week's sales, not spectacular, it's the middle of summer, people aren't buying as much on eBay. eBay slowdown is a thing. So, first thing of the week, 4 Sony PS1 game insets. You know the grey tray that the disc actually fits in? Well, the rest of the cases have been smashed, but the trays are fine, and I sold 4 for £2.95 plus postage. Then there was Grand Theft Auto 3, always sells this one. This one had a map, so I got good money, £7.95. Tony Hawk's Underground 2. This is the one from that multiple haul that I showed you that I bought at auction. You've seen the video, it'll be a few videos back by the time this gets released because I've got something to release in the meantime. £6.95 free post, not bad at all. All those games cost me 39.5 each. Namco TV plug and play joystick game. You put your batteries in, you plug it in the TV. £18.95 plus postage, £23.15. I hope the pictures are coming up. Genuine Pioneer remote control for DVD recorder and video plus. The VX X2883. And that went for £16.95 plus postage, £21.15. That one cost me 20 pence at a Carboot. That's a margin for you, isn't it? That's a margin. Next there was a pack of vintage Marguerite Patterns recipe cards. It was like a Partworks type of thing in a plastic case. I don't know, 900 cards or something like that. £29.95 plus postage, £36.90. Near mint. I actually sunk to the level of putting near mint in the title of one of my video games. I have a couple of recently actually, because it was absolutely pristine. This one wasn't from that auction haul from last week. It was from the 40 odd pound one a couple of months back, where I got 73 games for £40. £7.49 delivered. Oh, I didn't say what it was. Scaler. Sorry, it does say near mint first. It says near mint PS2 game Scaler, free post in the UK. £7.95. Really nice condition, that. Vintage Cluedo. Now I've got a big stack of these, and this is the first one in ages that's sold, so I've got to put another one off the stack. Same listing, new photos. £9.99 plus postage, £14.19. Xbox 360 game off my multi-listing. Recently I've been putting things back on as a singles because the multi-listings just don't get enough traction, even when you're at them, adjusting them each day, putting new listings on, putting new games in. Sometimes it's best to take them off that and put them on individually, or never even put them anywhere near it. Anyway, this one was Overlord, £7.59 free post. And then there was Star Wars Battlefront for the Xbox One. This went for £5.89. No, that was in the 73 games for £40. This next one was on from before I started putting dates in my SKUs. Pimpernel 6 vintage cork-backed bouquet garni herb coasters. I know where I picked it up. I picked this up in York for £1.5 to 3 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, it went for £2 plus postage, £6.20. I've been clearing things out. £2.69 for a disc only game. This was from the multi-listing. Athens 2004 PlayStation 2 game, disc only. Johnson's original pink baby lotion. I had 3 bottles. This is the last one. £13.95 plus postage. Oh no, including postage. I'm happy with that. Cost me 50 pence at a Carboots. Xbox One Dead Rising 4. This is the one that's set at Christmas. £3.49 plus postage, £5.99. It says it's been on since November last year. So I was expecting to sell it for Christmas because it's a Christmas themed one, but it didn't sell. So it's been languishing ever since, but it's eventually gone. Amazon Echo Dot. This is from a couple of weeks ago. Paid £3 for this. The guy wanted 4, paid £3. And I got £22.95 free post. All I did was reset it and check it was reset, and away it goes. Next was the Verbatim 5 Blu-ray rewritables. These cost me £1 last week and sold as soon as I listed them for £8 plus postage, £12.20. And the last thing that's going out today, because it's Monday morning, and this sold Saturday night, this Canon Ixus 160. This cost me, I think it was a £5, 20 megapixels, and it had a 2 gig card in it. So yeah, pleased with that. Give it a good clean, listed it, sold it. £79.95. I listed it on Friday night. I had 6 or 7 interested buyers, that's what they call them now, isn't it? People who've lingered too long or are actually watching it. And I had 6 watchers. So I sent a £5 off offer, and I had somebody within an hour saying, oh, can you do me any better than the £5 off, because I haven't got a charger. I know, that's why it's not £100. Anyway, he said, would you do 50 and then I can afford a proper charger from Canon? And I'm like, no, £5 off, that's what you're getting, mate. 8 other people are interested as well, bugger off basically. Anyway, within an hour after that, I actually had it full price sale, so I'm pleased with that. And that's the first thing going out today. Anyway, last week was £2.97, 33. Not particularly good, but it is summer. And I don't have a great deal listed. 167 items this morning. I've got some low effort listings that need to go on. One of the low effort listings I put on yesterday has already sold, and I'll show you that right now. And the other stuff is, there's a couple of video games. Well, I'll show you. So this week, Grand Theft Auto 4, the GTA series, they all sell real quick all the time, especially if they're good condition. This one is. It's got a map. It's a PS3 game for £8.77. Not bad at all. Next is The Gypsy Baron by Johann Strauss. There you go. It's a 2-tape double album of orchestral music by HMV with red cassettes and a program. Yeah, look, HMV. See that? This I've had since I bought it from a woman in a charity shop. I didn't buy it from the charity shop, they wouldn't take the tapes. And she had a carrier bag full, so I said, yeah, I'll have them off you. How about I donate to the charity shop in your name? And she was accepting of that, so I paid £2.50 and took everything in the bag. So this was one of the, I don't know, 20 items. £4.64 it's gone for, plus postage £7.15. It's only a large letter. That should go through a letter slot. In fact, I've got a letter slot. There it is. My trusty letter slot. Look at that. Plastic bag, because it doesn't need any packaging. It's solid cardboard box, that. After that, I sold another video game. Yeah, I know. There you go. Fear 2 for the Xbox 360. Not as much as I'd hoped, but Fear 1, I decided not to sell the two together. I was going to sell them as Fear 1 and Fear 2, but there was something like £25, say, and I sold Fear 1 on its own for about £18.95, and so this one's gone for £9.95. Add the two together, you're getting more selling them separately. People expect you to bundle together to get a discount and obviously less postage. Well, the postage on this will be £1.90 plus an envelope plus the eBay fees. That's gone. I'm happy with that. That was one of the ones out of the £40 bundle. And the last thing going out this morning, which is just sold, is Speedlink Spez mini clip-on microphone. This I got last week. This is a clip-on microphone that came with the Sony voice recorder. It's brand new in its box, sealed, as is this. And I got the two for £10. She wanted 12 originally. Then I got a camera and it was going to be 15, but she accepted 12 for the whole lot. So I got the two for £10 and the camera for 2. Anyway, I've just bought a battery for the other camera because it was swollen. Now, the make batteries on Samsungs are about £8.90. I got an original one for £9.90, and I thought that extra pound will make a better price for it when I come to sell it. I can say it's a brand new, genuine Samsung battery. Anyway, that's going on today because the battery's arrived. I've just been testing it. It's working fine, and I put a card in it. It's pink, so it's worth another £10 on top of the chart price of the normal Samsung PL21 because it's pink. If it was bright blue, it'd be the same. Instead of black or silver, pink, bright blue, much better. So yeah, I'm looking at maybe £45 on that after investing £10 for the battery, £2 for the camera. It's not a bad investment. Anyway, that's what's going out. Not particularly a lot. And that's only £117.97. It's okay. Nothing spectacular. Right, I'll get on with my pickups. Yeah, loads of pickups today. Or at least loads of pickups yesterday. I'm going to show you them today. I shall get these wrapped. It's not going to take long. And I'll come back
a little later.
Hello, welcome back. Yes, it's pickups time. Pickups on Sunday. Both car boots, as usual. Not like last week where I only did one because I spent up, basically. Yesterday, it was great. So, I'll show you what I got. First thing I got was these. First trip round, I saw these on the stall, and literally the guy was putting his back to me, picking other stuff up. I just grabbed them, basically. I said, how much are these? Laura Ashley Home Wallpaper. It's called Cornish Stripe, but it's not blue and white, as you can see. There's a green version, which is available on eBay. This is blush. Cornish Stripe blush. And there's 3 from the same one. And he's like £3 each. And I'm like, would you do £2 each? And he says, yes. I said, would you do all 3 for £5? And he said, no. Fair enough, £6. £6 well spent, I think. The Cornish Stripe one has previously sold. It's all green and white. As I say, this has got the pinks, pastels really, in it. This is the Cornish Stripe that's green and white has all gone for £20 per roll. So I'll put these up as a one-off purchase for 60 with offers and see what happens. I'm not really concerned either way. If somebody offers me 45, I'll probably take it. They're nice. So that was my first purchase, £6. Then I got, delve into this bag here. Second purchase on the first time round. One of my favourites, as you know. Not because I make a load of money on them, but because they're easy. This one's really yellow, but I'll just photograph it. Say it's yellow. And put it onto a listing I've already got. That's the beauty of those. The listing is there. It's easy to do. Yeah, pretty good. This is first time round at the first car boot. I saw this for £10 under a stall. £10, I offered them 8. It's a Humax 9300T with the remote. If it does go wrong, I haven't tested it yet. If it goes wrong, I've got that, and that'll cover it. They're a good £40 odd if they're working, and as I say, if it doesn't, then I can sell the remote for a profit anyway. So next there was this beautiful thing. There you go. If you haven't seen one of these before, oh god, this is a B&W, which stands for Bowers and Wilkins Zeppelin. Beautiful piece of art and hi-fi. Really heavy as well. I mean, really heavy. They're like 6 kilos or so, maybe even more. With the power supply and a remote. There you go. You should be able to see it's working. If I shade it from the light, you'll see it a lot better. There you go. So that's working. But unfortunately, when I plugged this one in, it wasn't. Luckily, I have experience with buying hi-fi, as you know. And I try not to buy it at a price where I can't make money anyway. So the guy said to me, tenner, it's working perfectly. And I said, okay, how about 8? And he's like, I said, well, you know, things can happen, you know. Power supplies can go wrong since you looked at it. So he said, oh, £8. And it's a good job I did, because it just doesn't even turn on. But even as a piece of art, it's nice. No, as spares and repair, the 30 odd quid. This is £25 on its own. Yeah. The remote's £25. I have looked at all the repair videos for this on YouTube. There's my mate Vince, there's some other guy who repairs TVs trying to fix it, and I will have this apart. I found out how to take it apart. There's little catches just down here, and these sides, these covers slip off. There's 5 really nice speakers inside it as well. So even if it doesn't work, it's worth selling spares and repair for somebody who's working on one. There's a capacitor problem with them, and there's a power board problem with them, that they burn out basically. But if the power board burns out, it also burns out the logic board, so no sound comes out. If it's just a capacitor problem and there was no power getting through, then that's repairing, soldering on new capacitors. It's not a big deal. The power board's burnt out and it's burnt out the other board. It could be just a short on the inside, who knows. I mean, there could be a shorted out resistor or something. One thing I do know for certain is, even at that, an £8 purchase is really good. You can get 25 for that. Next was, I saw this. This is my second time around. Lots of people had arrived by then, and they were unloading cars, and somebody was just putting this on the floor. I mean, this really nooks the business, doesn't it? Leather case, straps there, really good looking leather. However, it's still old. From the looks of the condition of the leather, and if you know anything about the design, AVO is it's a very good, well, I'll show you. It's a good metering company and design testing company. So there's a nice test meter there, AVO meter 8. Now the guy shows me it works perfectly with his father-in-law's, as usual, before he passed, and looks like it's never been used. Never been used. Oh, he assures me it's been tested and it works. But when I opened the back, there was a 25-year-old battery in it. Well, no, not 25-year-old, 2002 I think it was. But that's 2000, expires 22. Somebody will have put it in when they bought it, the battery. So probably 25 years since the battery was changed. It hadn't leaked. It was a zinc chloride, but it was flat, obviously. I wouldn't know how to test this. It's got all sorts of dials. I mean, I know like voltmeter, I know ammeter, and I know like continuity. This is much more industrial. He said, oh, you could use it around the house. And I'm like, yeah, all right. More a display piece, isn't it? Wanted 20 and I paid 15. For the condition, I think 50 to 60. There's other people trying to sell them for 40, 45. But this is, it's really nice. It looks like it's never been used. Bop it extreme. It's working.
Fox Bob, pass it.
The usual. Right, that's enough of that. It'll carry on talking. I'm going to take it all back in the house and I'll bring a load more out. Next was 2 boxes from Sky. This was a joke, really. I walked up to a woman on a stall and I said, she had one of these. I said to her, oh, how much is that Sky box you've got? It's this is a room box and it needs a figure 8. Didn't have a figure 8. Didn't have a remote. And she's like, £20. And I'm like, do you have a remote with it? Because obviously the remotes are quite expensive on these. You know, they can fetch £15, £20 themselves, the remotes. And she's like, no. If it had a remote, it'd be more. They're 50 quid without the remote, with the remote and power supply on eBay. And I'm like, oh God, as soon as you mentioned how much it is on eBay, why didn't you sell it on eBay then? It's going around my head. Anyway, obviously I didn't buy that. I come to another stall and I've just dropped the cables on the floor. There's another figure 8 and an HDMI for that. And there's this as well. And I held them both up to the guy. I rummaged in his boxes. He was just putting stuff out. And I said, how much for these 2? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Shoot me a price. So I said, £5, you know? And he's like, nah, give me 3. I'm like, okay. That was generous of you. And he's like, I only want rid of the stuff. It's like, okay then. So I did look at everything else he had, but he didn't have anything else for me. But that was nice of him. So that's a £15 item anyway. But this could be £30 without the remote. And there's the other cables for him. I was pleased with those. I also got a calculator off a woman. It's got pen marks on the back. Yeah. And then somebody else's name, which has been scrubbed off. But just as that name has been scrubbed off, I can get everything off there. It's the back of the calculator. It's the front is the Casio and the cover says Casio on it. Casio. It's a solar powered one as well. Class Whiz. Quite a nice one. FX991EX. Much more scientific than some of them. That was £2. A bit more than I wanted to pay, but she started at 3. £2 was fair enough. I will get that name off, no problem at all. One of these, TP-Link. Rummaging in somebody's box again, 50p. So I have tested it, it works fine. Press the reset button, you wait 5 seconds. It is factory reset, and that's it. But they're not worth a great deal. They're like £15 brand new, £5 second hand plus postage. So that's all I'll get really. But it cost me 50p, so it's not too bad. I got some headphones off the guy. There we go, in a bag. And it says, Bose. He did have some Philips ones and he wanted £5 for the Philips, but they were in a box, didn't look as though they'd been used much, and he wanted a £5 for those. And I said, I picked up these and I said, how much for these? And he's like, £3. I'm like, oh, what's wrong with them? I mean, they are wired, they're not wireless Bose speakers. The earphones are buggered. There you go, as you can see, they're buggered. You meant to have them that way when they're flat. Do you know what? You can buy these real cheap, and they unclip. 1, there you go, unclip. 2, so you get a new piece here that clips on there. It's just stuck on double-sided sticky tape. A new piece of that filter and the 2 clip-on earpieces, £4.67 delivered. I've ordered some today. So when they come, hopefully later in the week, that will add up to nearly £8. But 15 to 20 easily for the Bose speakers, headphones. And they cost me 3. And then I got some Sonys, which have the same issue. Not those. That's a different pair of Sonys. There we go. Another pair of Sonys. So they are small, plasticky Sony ones, not special. And they have the same issue. The rubber had gone completely, but I dug them out of a box that said 20p, and I said to the lady, are these for 20p? And she said, oh yeah, for the Sony headphones. So I bought those. Then I found this on a stall, Lumix charger, and I'm just looking at it because I'm going to ask how much it is, and he says, didn't you buy a camera off me last week or the week before? And I'm like, yeah, probably. He says, I've got the charger. Seriously? He says, I've got the charger for you. Here you are. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. And he says, oh, plus I've got the cable. So he gave me the cable. And he says, oh, and it takes an adapter. He gave me the adapter as well. So I paid £1 for the charger. And he gave me all this stuff, which was nice of him. And hopefully it'll go in with the camera I've already got. Right, I'm going to clear this lot. I'm going to start on the next lot. So bear with me a second. That was the end of North Cave, mostly anyway. I think there might be one or two other things that I'm going to lump in with the Hull because I can't remember when I bought them. Got to Hull. So the first thing I bought was off an offshoot. No traders are. It's all amateurs, which is great because they basically come late and they've pushed them down the side alley. So I always go there first. And I got this Dell Optiplex 380. I don't know whether it's any good. I've opened the side. It's got a 160 gig hard drive and 2 gigs of RAM. It's not particularly good, but it's got a DVD-ROM in it, not rewriter. It's got a hard drive, it's got RAM, and obviously a motherboard, all the usual gear. That cost £8, which is probably £5 too much, but yeah, I'm sucker for a nice Optiplex. Next was some power supplies. They're in the bag that I put on the floor. So power supplies, yeah. 1 and 2 off the next door to the computer. This one was JVC, and this one's a universal adapter which I haven't seen in a while. 15 to 24, so it's laptop universal, and it's got a laptop barrel jack. So those two came in at, was it £1? 2 power supplies, £2, £1 each. That's not too bad, is it? This is where I got the Sony headphones, as according to what I've written down. And then I got some more headphones. So that's 4 sets. These were £1 and they're Ross. And I've tested them and they don't work. She had everything wrapped up in plastic bags with a price on. But I mean, at £1, I wasn't going to turn them down. But they're not working at all. And quite honestly, by the time you've stripped the cable down and found out what's wrong with them, it's just not worth the effort. Certainly for something like old Ross headphones. No real quality to them, you know. Next there was the Jacquard. There we go, Jacquard. It's an easel for artists. Basically 3 legs. And then there's a cross member bit and a top member bit. I won't take it out. I mean, I've had it out, I've cleaned it. The only thing I could find wrong with it was that zip is coming away from the nylon. That's it. That cost me £2. I'm going to try and get 25. They're a 40 to £50 easel, these. Probably about the best well-known make for art easels. And it's all in aluminium, so it's quite light and it's still big. The desktop version goes for about 30 quid new. That's the standing in a field version. Next stall along. These are all the getting rid of stuff from the house, people. You know what I'm saying? None of this, yeah, I'm doing this for a living business. Was this, but it had this on it. Nice. It needs a bit of a clean. It's a bit dirty on the inside. There's a few marks down here. Can you see those? A few marks there. And one of the arms, that one, was obviously never welded shut. So I'm going to have to glue that if I'm going to sell this. It's double skinned, skin on the inside, skin on the outside, brocade. The brocade on the top's coming away a little bit, but they're glued anyway, so it's just a matter of gluing it down with some fabric glue. Nice looking shade. Brass base. The actual gilt top of the brass is coming away at the bottom, or it's been worn off from people polishing it, and it's a bit dirty. But it was £2. Obviously it's not pat tested. There's a pat test on there from 19, and then I looked at the plug. Yeah, just needs snipping off and redoing. Like 10 minutes. So that was £2, and it should sell. I don't know whether I should sell the lampshade separately to the brass base. I don't know, do you sell them? If you do, in the comments would be better. So yeah, next was these things. Sorry about the rain, or rather I'm quite happy about the rain. It'll cool the thing down, because it's been sweltering today. I had a migraine all afternoon from getting too hot in the morning. These are Google Home Minis, and I've reset them. There's a little reset button. You just hold it down for 20 seconds and it resets. So I did that one, and I did this one. I asked how much they were. I obviously didn't do them there. I did them when I got home. I didn't know anything about them until I watched it on YouTube, how to reset these. So whoever did the YouTube video, thank you very much. So these cost me £2 each. Should sell for £12 to £15 each. Lovely weather, eh? So I went to the main part. Can you still hear me? I'm not particularly keen on this one. Philips DVD player. But it was only £2 with a remote, which I can sell for more than £2 if it don't work. This is why I like remotes. This is a DVP 312005, 19 years, and it doesn't have an HDMI, it's just a SCART. So, yeah, probably full value at £2. I have looked them up and I can probably get a tenner plus delivery. Bear with me a second. It still has its charging cable in and I caught it. Yeah, back to normal. I got something else off another stall along. Goodman's with its remote. And this one is a bit more modern, but it's still SCART, but it is a recorder. So this one's a GD11FVR SD50, which means it's got an SD picture output, SCART only, but it's a recorder, this one, and the remote works. You just have to take my word for it. It's not like I can see infrared, so I checked it with the camera. Oh, I didn't say, did I? That one was £2 as well. So money well spent there. I also got these CDRs, box of 10, brand new, sealed for £1. Won't fetch much, but they're, you know, they're sellable. I like to do brand new sealed media, especially blanks, because people want them, they always want them. And you might say, why would you want a CD when you've got DVDs? Because you've got CD players that don't play DVDs. So yeah, CD recorders, fine for them. Plus, say you were modernising, let's call it modernising, a PlayStation 1 game from a downloaded freeware piece of software, and you wanted to modernise it into your modernised PlayStation 1, those are what you need. You need standard CDRs that can be recorded once and played many times. Next I got a box. I saw this on the lady's stall. She was a trader. Oh yeah, that's a tenner as I'm looking at it. And it's a camera and a printer. And I'm like, oh really, is it a tenner? Is it a tenner? So I had a look. It all seems like it's all there. There's a camera in the top. It looks like everything else has never been used. The print is still in all its bubble wrap. The paper's in its little plastic bags. It's got all the cables. The camera's well used. Like they've used it loads and then never printed anything out, which is what people do with mobile phones and digital cameras. They stick it on the computer, don't they? Anyway, I looked in the back and it's not rusty and it's not corroded. So I put my own batteries in and it turns on. It's great. And you can take shots. There we go. There's only one problem. It won't zoom in and out. You can take shots. No problem at all. I'll take one now. There you go. But when you try to zoom in and out, it zooms in, it won't zoom out, it stops and it says lens error, restart camera. And it does it every time, So, as far as I can tell, it's buggered. I've done everything it said on the forums to do, tapped it from the sides, banged the lens carefully, put a bit of paper in, stroked it around to try and get any dust out. What normally happens is a bit of grit falls into the plastic lens. It's metal surface, but the actual lens bits inside that move it in and out are plastic. You get a little bit of grit in them, it sticks, it goes past a certain point and stresses the motor and it just stops. And that's what's happened there. I mean, the wear on the back is incidental. The fact the lens doesn't go in and out, no, that's an issue. Apart from that, all the stuff in here, including how to use the drum units and a plastic clip for putting the drum units in, and then obviously the plastic, all the instruction manuals, CDs. This is one of the colours. You get red, green, blue, I think. It's like a drum of film that the actual printer presses onto the paper, the glossy paper, and then heat seals as it comes out. Loads of cables. I won't get them all out. And in the bottom, right in the bottom, is the printer itself. Yeah, it's unfortunate the printers themselves aren't worth a lot unless they're up to date and be certain to work. This is a never been used, uncertain whether it works printer. So anyway, I asked her for £8 and she's like, wouldn't come down. Anyway, I bought it for 10. I can get rid of the camera with that fault for about 8 or 10. I'll unstrip all the plastic from the printer and I will try and sell it for 15, something like that maybe. But that's definitely a fail. I was hoping to be able to sell the two together for like 60 quid. It doesn't work well enough to sell it as a going concern for 34 quid for the camera and like 15 quid on top or more for the printer that works with it. I'll recoup some money, but I won't get the whole lot. Then I got these Sony headphones that do have ear cushions, and I have tested them, they work fine. They're just earphones, they don't have a microphone built in for using on your mobile phone like those Bose ones. Oh, I didn't say that, did I? The Bose ones are mobile phone compatible, so you can use it for listening to music while you're walking about, but if you get a phone call, you can use them for receiving the phone call. That's nice, isn't it? I got a Talk with its remote. Remote's working fine. This is a recorder and it's HDMI DN372T. Don't know whether it's any good, but it's a UView Talk from Huawei or whatever they want to call themselves these days. And that cost £2. Yeah, £2 for a recorder seems to be the going rate, or at least it was yesterday rather. I've got a couple more bits of electronics if I can find them. Right, here we go, found them. A very dirty Google Chromecast. I haven't tested it yet, but it cost me £1. Thought I'd give it a go. It's worth taking a chance on. It's got a USB-C to, I don't know whether you're meant to power it with that or it powers through the HDMI cable, but you plug it in the back of your television and you pair it with your mobile phone or whatever type of thing you want to, whatever Google compatible thing you've got, you can cast to that. Most modern smart TVs have cast facilities, but for instance my old TV doesn't, because it's old. One thing I do love about the old TVs though, that old Panasonic I've got HDMI. I think there's 3 HDMIs, 2 SCARTs, it's got composite, it's got RGB, it's got PCM CIA, it's got VGA graphics adapter. Like this one here, the blue one, it's a little sort of deconnector, is VGA. There's no HDMIs on these, so I could power that, run it through my TV. Modern ones have HDMI, that's it. Mine's got like 8 or 10 different types of input, so why would I get rid of that? You know what I'm saying? Plus, it does satellite and Freeview on the TV, built in. Yeah, superb. The one I had before it went wrong. So what did I do? I went round and I found a 42-inch version of the same TV. Same board, same electronics, bigger screen. So I went and bought that a couple of years back. And you know what? Paid under 100 quid. It's great. Nice big screen, 42 inches big enough for me. Anyway, this will fit in the back of it, making it into a cast convertible TV. Couldn't care less about the surface date if it works. If it works, it's just going to dongle out the back of the TV like that. And for myself as well, 500 gig hard drive from a PS3 backward compatible. Currently it has a 60 gig hard drive because that's what it had when it was installed. It hasn't been messed with since it was factory. It's been, fingers crossed, a really lucky little PS3 backward compatible, because a lot of them go off, they go yellow light of death. They had a 60 gig hard drive in, which isn't good if you want like loads of games. 500 gig. Anyway, that was £1 as well. It's been taken out of something and the plastic protective cases held the pins holder. They won't be damaged on the inside. There's a very good chance that's going to work fine. That was £1. People don't strip them out if they're not going to work. If there's nothing, if it's not working, they don't strip them out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of effort in stripping them out. I looked at what he had else on the stall, and he had this tub of like electronics. I'm digging about, because that's what I do, especially when I've bought loads of stuff and the car's full, and I saw this Olympus Li40C charger, and I said to him, how much is this, like £1? Yeah, I'll have that. I'll just anyway, I started digging around in the box because I wanted a figure 8, and I found one, and I'm digging around, and he says, how about the rest of the box? And I'm like, well, I don't know, how much do you want? £2. I'm like, okay then. So I got this. This is the box. This is, you know, this is my wheelhouse really. Anyway, I've been looking for that I'm not being funny, but my washing up bowl's real dirty and marked. And this one's nicer than mine. So there's my £2. So everything in here is free as far as I'm concerned. So what did I get? I got figure 8 cables. Yeah, there's a few of them there. A power supply called an AC adapter, UE1206, which means it runs at 12 volts, 6 amps. And there's a kettle lead in there. In among that gear, there's a USB to USB mini. No, USB, micro USB there. Washing up bowl, which I'm going to take in the kitchen right now. So that is the end of everything. Now if you actually weren't as bored as anything by all those cables, £93.70 I spent in the end. Compared with the week before, when I spent £60, £65 on one stall, but it's going to be 350 quid's worth when I sell it. It's not as good, I've got to admit, but there's loads of profit, loads and loads of profit in this lot. The Boppet I bought for £2 should sell for 16 to 18. The B&W Zeppelin, £8. If all I did was sell the remote, I'd be in big profit. But, you know, the covers, even if you can't get it working, the speaker covers will sell, because there's so many on the market that have got broken and damaged speaker covers. These are really nice. They unclip and they slide out from the sides. It's really difficult to do by the look of it, but mine are really spotlessly clean if I don't get it working. If I open it and it's just one capacitor's gone wrong and it's like bulging and it can be replaced easily enough, then I'll do that. I don't have the diagnosis equipment for replacing transistors or anything like that, you know. Got that Sky Q box. That should go for between the two of them 30 to 40 quid. And I've got 4 sets of headphones. The Bose alone should go to 15 to 20 pounds, maybe a little bit more. The Sony headphones for 20 pence. I'm likely to be able to buy ear cuffs for those, earmuff bits for those for maybe £3, but is it worth it? Maybe, it might not be. But I've got a set exactly the same that have the ear cuffs, so they only cost me £1, no, £2. The Ross ones, they have lovely ear cuffs, but they don't work. Yeah, and it's a different size actually, so that's no good. Then I've got the hard drive for my PlayStation 3. I've got the Google Chrome for my TV. If that is what it's for, I might sell it, if depending on the price. And then I've got a U-View box, a Goodman's box, and a Philips DVD player. Then there's a power supply for a Panasonic, 15 quid. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, and that Humax, I might get 40 quid for that. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? The wallpaper, even if somebody came and offered me some silly price like 45 for the 3 rolls delivered. Yeah, go on then. For me £6, yes, thank you. No testing involved, just lay them out on a table, take 6 shots and away it goes. In fact, I won't do it tonight, it's 9:25, but at least the rain stopped. Now I'm rambling. Alright, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Watch one of these videos here. I'll put one there and I'll put one there, just as out of change, because normally I just put one up. And yeah, do one of those things below, doesn't matter which, unless you're not subscribed, in which case it's the big red button. Yeah, see you later.